El molcajete sí puede entrar por... Beca, ya estás.
Ya hablamos del empoderamiento.
Gracias, Rich, súper bien.
Hello, teacher.
Hello there. Hello there. How are you? Okay, let's start this. So please, your cameras on. All your cameras on all the time, please. Hello there. Hello. Diego. Okay, I'm gonna take attendance. Hello. I'm gonna start with the ones that are here in the meeting. So, Diego Sanchez. Great. Okay, Maleni.
Here.
Great, Maleni. And then we have Daniel Alvarez. Okay. Angel Gabriel.
Yeah, I'm here.
Great. Okay. Gustavo Rojas.
Here.
Great. Okay. Mauricio.
I'm here, teacher.
Tahia. Tahira, are you there? Mm. Daniel Avilés.
I'm here, teacher.
Great. Thank you. Okay. Daniel Álvarez. Daniel Hernández Álvarez. Okay. Karen.
Here.
Great. Aisel.
Here.
Great. Thank you. Okay. Mm. Carlos Guerra.
Here.
Great. Thank you. Tahira.
Here.
Great. Thank you. Um, mm, okay, I'm gonna wait a few minutes. So, how about your tasks in the platform? Did you make some? Did you practice? Try to practice. I know that are a lot of activities and tasks, but it's for you to help you for the exam, to prepare the exam, and would be nice if you can do as much as you can, because for this score, for this evaluation, the partial exam, it's gonna take some points. All those activities are gonna take some points, okay? And these are different, I think, different way to do it. Okay. Diego Ávila,
Here.
great. Viridian, Daniel Alvarez. Daniel Alvarez. Are you there? Okay. Anyone have problems with the platform, with some exercise or something?
Me, teacher.
Who?
Me, Daniel Aviles.
Okay, Daniel. What's your problem with the platform?
Uh, Actually, I don't have the code or the book because I went to school last week and the week before that week,
Huh?
and the first time I went, they
Uh-huh.
told me that the book is in there. So I go the next week, and they told me that they all already give me the book, but I don't have it, and the school doesn't have books anymore. So
I think yesterday I write some book. Yesterday I write some. You can call. Maybe I
okay,
think yeah. They told us, and maybe the same for Billy. Hello Billy. The same for you. There are some books now, so you can make a call. I don't know. Maybe you can ask for the hours available for to pick your book. Okay, because they have some available hours to pick it up. So you have to call to the school. Okay, and maybe you
okay,
can pick it up. Yeah, because the books arrived yesterday.
okay,
So I,
okay.
I think you can fix it. And
Actually,
if
they told me that they will send me a message when the books arrive, but they don't
they
tell
didn't,
me anything.
okay, yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's okay. I think this message, the English Academy told me about this in a message yesterday, and they told me about these messages will to go this week. They are available this week, and it would be very important because the exam is going to be next Wednesday. Okay, so
Okay,
try to go. I don't know, maybe when you can. I don't know when the check the available hours to pick it up. Okay, that's very important because it's not all day long. Okay, so you have to make a call, and they are gonna tell you some information about it. Okay. Also, if you have some problem or anything as well, tell Rich, please, if you can, to comment the situation about your book. And maybe I think they have books right now. So
okay,
make a call.
teacher.
That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. No, thank you. The same theory, if you have any doubt, Vivian, you can call the school. Okay. They have books now. They told me that they have books. I don't know. I'm not going to the school right now, but that's okay. I think that they have the books. Okay. And it is very important because we're gonna have the exam next week. So okay. So you can pick your books as soon as you can to make as much as you can the part of the exercises and practice, not only to practice because this time the exams are gonna be there on the platform, and as well all the exercise counts some points. I don't know um, the percentage, the percentage of the exercise. But the English Academy told us that for this next three partials, the platform, all the exercises and all the things that you do there are gonna take some points. Okay, so try to do as much as you can because the platform is gonna score them automatically. You know, it's for I didn't make some notes there. I do not get into the platform only to do like a report, you know, from for each one of you. I have a report of how many exercises that you made and how many things that you do there. how many times you get in the platform, and it's gonna be different for these next three partial exams, because all this work that you're gonna do on the platform is gonna take some points. So try to be, I don't know, try to focus on there to do as much exercises as you can, not only to practice for the exam, but for have some points. Okay, I don't know, I repeat, I don't know the exactly the percentage about it. Okay, so let's try to do some exercise here, but it's different. Here are class and participation. Okay, and then okay, and then we can do with this participation in class some points, and it's very important, it's very good for you, because I want to remember the percentage, and are about okay, 30 30 30% of your total score are going to be about this work, these teamwork, these participations in class, these homeworks that are different from the platform. Okay, are different homeworks, and it would be very good for me to send it. Okay, you have points here, and as well you have points for the with the platform exercises. Okay, so I'm gonna take attendance with the ones that are not here, that wasn't here. So that was Daniel Sanchez. Daniel
Yes,
Sanchez.
teacher.
Okay.
Here I am.
Okay, thank you. Then Daniel Hernandez. Okay. So okay, okay. Dani Walsh.
Yes, I'm here, teacher.
Great, thank you, Dani. Okay, Fernanda, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Great, thank you, sir. Irene, are you there? Let me see here. Yes. And then Oscar. Oscar, are you there? Okay. Uh, Eric isn't here. Okay, because connection unstable. So
Eric have problems with his connection.
yeah, I saw that. Okay, I will. Okay, I'm gonna send him a message. 1 second, please. Okay, so here I'm gonna explain you some things about the next exams. Okay, so please pay attention. Okay, so the next three exams are gonna be the same. Okay, next week on Wednesday we're gonna have our exam from for Unit 8. Okay, this is the one that we're gonna review this class, and then we're gonna have our exhibition class. So it will be very good. So I'm gonna explain you some things about the exam. Okay, the exam is gonna be on the next Wednesday. It's gonna take place on next Wednesday. So the exam is gonna be different this time. It's gonna be not in the time of the class. Okay, it's gonna be in other times. I'm gonna assign the exam on the platform on the person's platform. Okay, so I'm gonna assign there you the exam. So the exam is gonna be available for about 24 hours, and it's gonna be the same last mm, as the last exam, that are a general test that is worth 75%, and as well the speaking exam and the writing exam. Okay, so for the writing and the speaking exam are gonna be on the platform. Okay, so try to do some exercise about speaking. Danny was, did you fix your problem about the test, the exercise about the speaking with the flash? Again, did you fix it?
Not yet.
Okay. If anyone can help her, or if I have some info about it, because there's some technical thing, I don't know what to do there, but I'm gonna see what can I do. And so it's important because the exam is gonna be there in the platform, the same as the speaking um, test in here is the same like in the exercise. Okay, the exercise is the same. You put there, and it's an audio that it's recorded on the platform. Okay, now it's gonna be different from the past time. Okay, so you don't have to send me your audios this time. You have to record your audios about your speaking tests on the platform. Okay, on Pearson's platform. So the writing test is going to be the same. You have to write there on the platform, and then all the general tests the same thing on the platform. This way it's going to be for the next units that are Unit 8 the next Wednesday, and then the last exam is gonna be with our calendar. I think that there's a holiday period that it's gonna take place on December. Okay, so there's a holiday period. So think about it, and maybe I think that it's the next exam is gonna take place on January next year in January. So for this last exam, we're gonna take the score about all that you learn about Unit 9 and 10. So there are a lot of information, but you have time because you have this holiday period on December, and as well we have enough classes to learn enough of these 9 and 10 units that are I think that it's okay we have enough time, but I want to explain this. Okay, so the next classes are going to be about these units 9 and 10, and the exam is going to take place on I think that it's on January. Okay, and I have the calendar here. So the calendar, it's yeah, the last exam that we're gonna have, it's about on the week of January 11 to 14. So there we're gonna take the all the exams about Unit 9 and 10. Okay, so bear this in mind because there are a lot of information, but you have enough time to prepare your exams and to do as much exercise as you can. So for the next Wednesday, we're gonna have the class. Okay, the class same as all the classes from 1 to 4 p.m. Okay, and the exam is gonna be available for about 24 hours from the next Wednesday to the Thursday. So, do you have any questions or doubts about it?
Oh,
No, teacher.
Okay, any questions or doubts about this? About the dates or the way that we're gonna apply this exam? No?
No.
Okay, so uh, with the platform, we have to do a lot of exercise. Okay, we have to do a lot of exercise in here because with this exercise, I are gonna I have to do a report. Not me. Oh, it's okay. The platform scores all the exercise automatically. So I have extended the due date for you because I trust you. I really trust you. I know that you can do a lot of exercise. So um, I gave you more days to do all the exercise about Unit 8. Okay, so you have until December 4. You have until December 4 to do as much exercise as you can of lesson 8. Okay, on the platform, I changed the due date that it's gonna take place on December 4th. Okay, so please, I can help you in this way, but please, I trust you. Do the exercise, please, because there's a report that it's automatically taking here on the platform is boom. when you have all the exercise, you have I don't know, maybe when you have 90%, it's okay, 80%, it's okay. Because all this exercise now for all the next units are gonna take some points, okay? I don't know exactly the percentage, but are gonna take some points. So it's very important that you do all this exercise on the platform, okay? So for Irene and Eric, okay, you're here,
Yeah.
okay? So I explained some things about the next exams are gonna take place the next Wednesday on the platform, okay? And
Okay.
are gonna be available for 24 hours, more or less, okay? You can do it in this 24 hours, okay? All day long. You can do it. Are gonna be the same three tests: the general test, writing test, speaking test. Okay, and
Okay.
but this time is different. It's on the platform, so as well do as much uh, as much exercises as you can for this unit 8. Okay, so because we're gonna take some points this time. Okay, for your total score. So today we're gonna do a review about Unit 8 with all this vocabulary stuff and grammar stuff. And this review is gonna take place today, and then our class, exhibition class. Okay. So do you have questions or doubts about the exam for the next week?
No.
Okay. Okay. If you have problems with the platform, please let me know. We're on time to do some fixes or do something. Okay. If you have problems with anything about the platform, okay, some technical things, or if you have doubts, and think about it. I extended the due date about lessons 1 and 2 for the next December 4th. So I extended it for you, for help you, but please do as much exercise as you can. Okay. So I'm gonna put available the lessons 3 and 4 today at afternoon, okay? And it's gonna be the same available until the December 4th, okay? So you have time. So you have time. I know that you have other topics and you have exams next week from other topics. I have conscious about it, so I know what is to have a lot of exams and you're like, okay, studying a lot. So I'm gonna help you in this way, okay? I'm gonna extend the due date of the other exercise, okay? So let's start. If you don't have any doubts or questions, let's start with Unit 8, okay? So here we have inventions and discoveries. We here in the first. Please try to open your book. So this is important too. You pay for your book, but it's only not the physical book, you know, the paper book. You paid as well in some part. You pay as well for the code, and the code is to have access to all this stuff that is on the platform. So you paid it. So use it, okay? So use it. Try to use it because I think it would be nice. Not only the physical book. So the platform have a lot of resources there about speaking exercises and the writing exercises and grammar and vocabulary. So I assigned all the exercise because I think that as much as assignments you have here, you can have more possibilities to learn and have knowledge about each one of the topics of the unit. Okay, so here try to remember that this unit it's about inventions and discoveries. That uh, as well for the exhibition class, we made some research and we made some things in here. So try to remember that are important things that was invented in the past for have the life more comfortable or more easy. I don't know, and some things that are to have good technologies for health or for something. Here are remember these ones that are the 3D printer, the mosquito net, the X-ray. Remember these conversations, these audios and conversations. I hope you remember this because the audios are the same. Okay, here in the lessons are the same audios that I put in the here in class are the same. Okay, so try to get to listen very very careful because and the exam is going to be the same the audios on one time you play it and I think that it's only once that you can play it, and the audio is repeated, but try to pay a lot of attention there. Okay. So here you have a speaking test as well. So you have to practice. Try to practice like I told you that you can record on your cell phone or in any device, and you can record yourself, and you can listen to yourself to take more consciousness about it, about your I don't know, your fluently to speak, your vocabulary, your correct grammar, use of grammar, I don't know, a lot of things that you can listen if you record yourself. Okay, so it's like a little practice, and you can make it when you can, when you have enough time, or when you like. Okay, and it's you can make it uh, out, outside from the platform. Okay, the platform is to have some points and practice, and you can practice as well by your own. Okay, so the speaking, I think it's the best part to practice. The best way to practice is that you can record yourself. Okay. So here, remember this little. Remember that the important grammar topics are on lessons 1 and 2. Okay. There are two charts in here. Here is one of the two charts that are here's from lesson 1. And this is the important thing about grammar. Okay, the topic for this unit 8 of grammar is the conditional. Okay, the conditional clauses. Okay, this is the unreal conditional. So I made some notes for you that I put on Discord for the exhibition class. So you can, there are summarized of the notes. Okay, of the grammar notes. If you want to do some exercises, you can check the notes, or you can check these two charts. Okay, that are on lesson 1 and 2. Remember. So here the if clause is a conditional clause. Here is an remember to use here, that's in the case 1, that it's unreal conditional sentences describe unreal conditions that don't exist. Okay, that's something that is supposed to happen but it doesn't. Okay, so the if clause for unreal action or condition. So here you have to separate your sentences. Okay, here the if clauses are compound sentences, are about two sentences that are separated with a comma. Okay, so if I wanted in here a cutting edge phone, I look for one at Techno World. In here, like this is this example, you can see the comma. It's very important for you to mark the comma because on the platform there's an option to take the score as well about all the punctuation marks. I don't know if I can assign it. So okay, try to put attention with this kind of things because are like I don't know, some different things about grammar are other things to use the correct punctuation on each sentence or in some text. So in the text you have to use punctuation marks like period and comma and colon and a lot of punctuation marks. Okay, if you have doubts of punctuation marks, please let me know so I can send you some more information that it's not on the book, but it's very important to know about the punctuation marks. Okay, so here for the conditional sentences, you have to remember that we are here we are using the where in the if clause. The if clause is the thing that you're the conditional clause. Okay, and then the second sentence is the result clause. Okay, so what if so when you have any doubts, remember that it's okay only for a study, for grammar study, you can translate. Okay, so if it has sense in your own language in Spanish, it would be nice for you because you can realize that it has sense or it isn't. Okay, so try to remember that because it's like a little hack. Okay, so you can translate. So if I wanted a cutting edge phone, si yo quisiera un teléfono de primera generación o de eh, gran tecnología, entonces hubiera comprado o hubiera buscado uno en el Technoworld, ¿no? Technoworld es pues como una, puede ser una exposición o una tienda, ¿ok? Entonces, so if you translate it, it's okay. So it's better because you realize that it has sense or it isn't. Okay, remember that? So here is the case one for grammar. The if clause, you use where or was, okay? Okay. And as well, here you can use the verb, okay, in past. So, and then in the result clause, you can use as well would or could, okay, would or could, and then as well you can use it with this contraction way. Okay, with I would look for one at the word or the complete word, okay. We could study or we would study, okay. So do you have any questions or doubts with this case of clause of if clause conditions, conditional sentences? You have any doubt, any questions?
No.
No.
Okay, so try to remember this is on lesson one. This chart is on lesson one, and it's one of the important, very important chart that you can look in your book. Okay, so try to be with me with your book. Try to open it and in the same rhythm. Okay. So here we have some conversation models. Try to remember as well. The audios are very similar. That the audios that are going to be on the exam. So try to remember this information. We practice. I think that we practice enough. We're gonna practice as well as for in the review. In the last part, we're gonna practice a little bit as well with an audio. The conversation modeling here. Remember, here are some exercises as well for lesson two. For lesson two, I assigned you on the platform some exercises about this. Remember that we are gonna. Here is the other important topic, okay, grammar topic that it's another different case of the conditional, okay, of the conditional, okay, the past unreal conditional. So here describes a past unreal or untrue conditions, something that just didn't happen and or was not true, okay. So the conditions and results are here something that didn't pass, okay. So this is you have to use, okay, you have to use here would as the same. You have the conditional clauses. Try to remember that you have to separate it with a comma. This is a very important thing. Remember, because on the platform the commas maybe are gonna be scored, okay. So remember to put the comma between your two sentences, okay, the if clause and the result clause, okay. Remember this. So please follow me with your book, okay. This is lesson 2 from unit 8, excuse me, 8. So we have here, I do summarize as well, summarize notes, you remember, so you can check these summarize notes as well. So here you can have the past unreal conditional. So you have to use would have or could have that are perfect modal. Okay, you remember the past unit we used perfect modal, would have or could have, and then okay, okay, then you have to use here the past modals with the past participle. And here you have would have or could have plus the verb in past participle. Okay, so here are some examples that if she had rented a more economical car, this is one sentence that it's the it clause. Okay, So the if clause, remember to check this with a comma, okay? And then in the second sentence, that are that is the sentence that is like the result, what happened, okay? She wouldn't have spent so much money, okay? So if you have any doubt, you can translate, and you can realize as well if you have some mistakes in here or something, or this if the sentence is not like making sense, okay? So only for grammar, try to think in English all the time. Try to not to translate everything that you read, that you talk, that you okay. Okay, I think okay. Let me know. Okay. 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 I think some of you have problems with Zoom. Okay. Okay. So try to remember this. The same. Two sentences separate by a comma. Okay. And the first one, the if clause, you can use would have or could have. Remember that you can use it as well in an interrogative form or in a negative form. And then you have to use the result clause that it's gonna be separated by the comma as well. And then you can read this example. So here, like, if Jonas Salk hadn't invented a vaccine to protect people against polio, many more people. This is the first part. Okay. Okay. Many more people would have gotten the disease. Okay. So, and here the parenthesis is like an explanation that what happened. Okay. But he did invent it. Okay. But he did invent a vaccine. Okay. So remember that if clauses are compound sentences that are separated by a comma, and here you have to use past or perfect modals. Okay, that's the quick way to review this. Okay, do you have any questions or something? I do a little summarize as well. It is on Discord, for it was like part of the instructions for our today's exhibition class. So you have questions or doubts or any about it? Grammar? No, no, none of you. Okay.
No, no, no.
Okay, thank you. So okay, so if you don't have any doubt, I think that you can do your exercise, and in there when you do your exercise on the platform as well send you some feedback. Okay, so you can see that feedback. You can read it. You can find if you have some things to get to fix or some things that you can enhance, you can realize it with your report, with your feedback. Okay, so the platform works automatically. It's not by feedback, it's the platform's feedback. So, okay, so here remember the pronunciation because it's going to be very important for your speaking tests. Okay, or maybe for the audios. Okay, remember to pay a lot of attention with the audios because here are the contraction forms. Okay, remember the contraction forms that are with the pronunciation. You remember that it's gonna, instead of where did you go, where did you go? Okay, who did you see, who do you see? Okay, so try to practice two things. One, it's to pronunciate it very good, and then the other thing is to listen to the audios very well. Okay, please guys, your cameras on because here maybe a teacher from the English Academy can get in the class, and if she saw our cameras off, uh, um, are gonna quit me. And well, we can have problems here. So try to turn on your cameras, please, because it's a very important thing that they ask me to for you. Okay, please your cameras on all the time because if the teacher of the academy get in the class. If she didn't see all the cameras on, we can have problems, and we don't have problems. We don't want to problems. So we don't have problems, okay, it's okay, but we don't want the problems for the future, okay? So please take your, please turn your cameras on, please, everyone, okay, everyone, please. I don't, I like to see you as well, so it's okay because I don't see a lot of people here. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's get in. Okay, let's get in this conversation model is the same, okay? So try to remember if you like me to repeat an audio from the lessons, you can tell me and I can repeat one or two audios to get again with the memory you can I don't know, maybe the memory, the brain sometimes work different, okay, and each person it's different. I think that it's very very important for me to know each one because I think that there are different ways to work. I think that some people are like kinesthetic, like with different things. Some people are visual, some people are about work better with audios and with some special memory with an audio and different ways to practice or to memorize something. So you can tell me if you want me to repeat something or some audio because you don't have the audios. So that's the point. That's why. Okay. So try to remember these words that are wacky, unique, efficient, inefficient. Then I as well I told you that you have to practice, that you have to remember them, and as well I ask you to take part of your exhibition class. Okay, these words are gonna be part of your exhibition class. Okay, and I think that the topic matches very very well with this topic of the lesson. So you can use the words, you can use grammar because the topic. I think that I study the topic and I think, well, what can we do? What can we do? What can we talk about? And what how can we mix with all this topic about the lesson with your careers, with your own, um, with your interests or something that is related to your careers. So that's the way that I found. I hope it would be useful, and I hope you like it. So try to remember as well to practice these words. So I'm gonna share this. I love Big Bang Theory, so I'm watching now all the Big Bang Theory episodes. I like it so much. So I found a lot of so I when I watch it, I put the audio on English. Okay, so I listen to a lot of these words. So I like it so much because I, oh, like in the lesson the past weekend, like low tech, high tech, and this cutting edge and state of the art and something, all this vocabulary that's on the episodes of Big Bang Theory. So I like it so much because it's very good to have this approach with the English language, with any language, I think. And it's very good to listen, and now you have the knowledge. Okay, so it's I think that it's very very good. I like it so much. So I'm sharing this because you can do it as well. You can watch some TV series or TV shows or I don't know gameplays or something, and you can put your audio on English and as well as subtitles, not in Spanish. You can put your subtitles in English as well, and it's a very good way to practice. Okay, so try to do it. It's fun and it's okay. So here the lesson 4 we have this article that we made a reading comprehension um, exercise. So also yeah, the feedback. I'm gonna send you the feedback maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow would be nice. Okay, maybe tonight or tomorrow you're gonna have your feedback in your mail about this reading comprehension because I checked them all, but I didn't send it to you. So it's very good for you to practice this English comprehension about the reading. The reading part is different from the listening part. So try to pay attention, okay? Try to do with the very important parts of the, here's an article, okay? It's about antibiotics, it's okay. So as you remember, and we use to do a summarize. As I asked you, the first task for this partial was a summarize, and this is as well an important thing. I don't know that in the general test, they are gonna ask you to make a little summarize thing, okay? And it's about what that you have to do. You have to read the article or the text that it's gonna be there, and you have to put a lot of attention in the very important things, okay, the facts or the dates in here, or some very special things that are the most important in all the article. And then with your own words you have to express the short part, okay, I summarize about this article, okay, maybe with this article, or maybe in the general test it's gonna be like a text, okay, so you have to do a summarize. So that's why the first task was important, because it was um, like a practice for you to make a summarize from a text. And there, well, the first task was not about a text, was about our past exhibition class, but it's the same for you, because you have to express with your own words, and you have to do like a like a short text with your own words, with all the important topics, okay? Maybe you have text, maybe you have some in the exhibition class you have to well, the thing was about to watch again the video and take the important parts of each one of your classmate teams and do your summarize. So that's why it's important. That task was for this, to prepare you for the exam, because maybe it's going to be a part in the general test. To be honest, I didn't see the general test, okay, because I don't know what's about, but for sure, it's gonna be all the things that we saw in the 4 lessons, okay, about all Unit 8. Okay, in here, remember this little board, but big things that are inventions, or some important things that we saw here, that ones are for agriculture topics, or here are the imprint, and here are some things, okay? So try to remember this as well, because the topics for the exam is gonna be the same, okay? So try to review your book, and you're gonna be prepared, okay? So here, the last part, we have a review, a short review. We're gonna listen to this audio, so please open your book. And here is the, after the lesson 4, we have this exercise. I'm gonna make a sound, and then I'm gonna put an audio. So the audio, for the audio, when I put the audio, I'm gonna take off my mic. So try to, it's very big, but okay, try to read it from your book, okay, not only from my screen, okay. So most of you have your book, only two don't have your book, okay. So try to read on your book at the same time that we are listening to the audio, because we're gonna check this, okay. So here is the, I don't know the page, okay. Anyone can tell me the page? It's about 96. So it's okay. 96, page 96. Review of lesson. Okay, of unit 8. Okay, so let's listen to the audio. If I have problems with the audio here in the PC, I have my hack, but my hack doesn't. It don't have a very good equalization. Okay, so I hope it works. I'm gonna take off the zoom. Okay, did you see this part? Okay, page 96, please, everyone. On your book, page 96. So I'm gonna take off the zoom. Then, no, please, wait. Okay, wait me a second. Okay, I'm gonna take off the zoom, And then I'm gonna take off my microphone, and then I'm gonna put the audio. And I hope everything's gonna be all right. Okay? So
Listen to people talking about new products. Match the name of each product with the best adjective to describe it. Conversation 1.
I want one of those phones that does everything. Takes pictures, does email, pays bills. I'm tired of my old-fashioned phone. All you can do is call people and talk.
Well, have you seen the Ultra phone? It's got the latest technology. You just talk into it and it can create documents at your office.
How does it do that?
It can read your lips. You just speak into the lens of the camera so it can see your lips.
You're pulling my leg. That sounds impossible.
No, just step this way. I'll show you how it works.
Wow. The Ultra phone.
Conversation 2.
okay, so which one of these words in here that are in the adjectives would you use for the ultraphone? Which one? Who want to participate?
I have two options. It's efficient or top of the line.
Yeah, maybe top of the line. Top of the line is the best because maybe efficient is for people, for persons. Okay, so
True.
top of the line would be good, or cutting-edge maybe. Okay, so okay, great, thank you. Okay, let's go with the second one. Okay.
I need a faster way to get dinner ready. It takes too long to start after I get home from work.
Well, let me show you something better. Remote-controlled cookware. You combine the ingredients the night before and just plug it in. The cookware keeps everything cold until you press the button on this remote. Then the cookware heats up and cooks everything. When you get home, dinner is ready.
Dinner from a distance. Sounds like a lot less work in a lot less time.
Okay, which one would you use here? Which adjective?
The C.
Maybe it could be efficient, no?
Yeah, it could be efficient because it's for dinner for distance. Is that we're thinking. So I think it can't be possible, but it's okay. Great. Okay, so let's go with the next one. Okay.
Conversation 3.
We're worried about what our children are watching on TV. There are so many terrible programs. What can we do?
Well, have you heard about Kinder TV? It takes the worry out of TV for parents.
No, what's that?
Well, you buy this special TV, and then you register by email. Once a week, you receive an email describing daytime TV programs for that week. You just check off the programs you don't want, and Kinder TV simply removes them.
Unbelievable. I've never heard of anything like that.
It's absolutely the only one that exists.
Okay, here, what did you think? Which one of the adjectives?
Unique.
Yeah, unique. Yeah, it's like a wonderful, unique thing. Okay, let's listen to the last audio.
Conversation 4.
This face cream is great. It makes me look 10 years younger.
You do look great. What's it called?
10 years off.
Who makes it?
Lake. Well, Lake is the best brand, so I'm not surprised that 10 years off is great.
They make a lot of creams, but they told me 10 years off is absolutely the best one they make.
Okay, which one of the adjectives would
Cutting
you?
edge, no?
Cutting edge is more for technical things. So they are talking about face cream. So it's weird. So it's okay. Maybe I think efficient or would be efficient as well. But because efficient
It's
is
top
for
of the
more
line,
for
no?
people. Top of the line is as well for technology. For technology. So I'm gonna review this chart that it's on. Please turn your pages to lesson 2. I remember that it's lesson 2. Let me see. I think it's lesson 2. And it's a green chart that are all the important adjectives here. Here it is. It's lesson 1. Sorry, it's lesson 1. Please take a look at this little chart. And here. So this chart, okay, you can see it very good in your book, isn't it? I would love to have the physical book. I don't like this. Okay. Okay, I think out loud. Okay, so for new technology, high tech, state of the art, and cutting edge. Okay, new technology. This as things that are used. Are words that are used. Okay, let me second. Okay, words that are used to describe. Okay. You listen to me? Okay. 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 High tech, state of the art, and cutting edge are words to express some good things about new technologies. Okay, that for to express high quality, maybe high end, top of the line, first rate. Okay, and you can use it for a lot of things. Okay, maybe top of the line for a product would be nice. Okay, you can use it as much as well for your sentences and for all these parts that we are gonna do now on the exhibition class. So high end, top of the line, first rate, high quality. Okay, in general, high quality. Okay, there are you can use it a lot for technology as well, but as well for other products, and it could be good as well. Maybe in this product with a face cream would be nice, top of the line. Okay, so we're reviewing here, and the new ideas are innovative, revolutionary, and novel. Okay, and it's for everything. So you can see on your feedback, some of you had some fixes to do with this kind of words that are to express these new ideas, high quality, or new technology. Okay, so and on the platform you can see, or you can use your feedback. Okay, to take here maybe some fixes to do, because I see a common report there. You have the same kind of mistakes there, but it's okay. It's things that you can fix. Okay, so for new ideas, innovative, revolutionary, and novel. So high quality, high end, top of the line, and first rate, and for technology are state of the art and high tech and cutting edge. Okay, so try to use it here in your exhibition class, so you can maybe now it's okay, you can have this chart near from you, and so when you can talk here, when you speak, when it's your turn to speak, so try to use this vocabulary as much as you can. Okay, so we have this, and try to do um, try to do the exercises that are on the platform. Okay, try to use this these words as much as you can now on your exhibition class. And well, the review, I think that it's okay. I think that you don't need more review from this unit. I don't know if you have some questions or some things to comment or to say about this unit, about these discoveries. Here are some uses of the wheel. That is a very, very interesting thing as well. That is the last part of the unit. So you can listen, please. Here, the uses of wheel. You can read it. Listen, I said listen. No, you can read it. Okay. So you can read it. So are important uses of the wheel, okay, that are talking about some facts that take place in the past and history and are very interesting things. Here, logs are used as wheels, for the construction of the pyramids, of Egyptian pyramids. So with the logs, they use the logs like a wheel, and so um, they can take very big pieces of rocks, very, very big rocks that are different sizes, and are taken to the place that are gonna be constructed the pyramid. The pyramid of Cheops and all these amazing pyramids. Okay, so you can see this text, and it's very, very. I don't know. I like history, so I like it so much. So you can see, you can realize how important it's the wheel. It's not it's a very, very ancient invention, but I think that it's very, very good. So here we can see some example. Okay, here, and maybe the wheel is as well used for these other inventions that are the two-wheeled cart, okay, that are to transport some things, heavy things that are here are used. They use some animals in here to use to transport all the heavy things. So you can here see as well the potter's wheel is to make some pottery. So, and it's a very, very ancient uses of the wheel. Here, I see it's very, very interesting here. The horse-drawn chariot, this, like in the Romans take this when they invade all the Celts and all these people, these ancient cultures. The Romans use these chariots a lot. So they use it for the emperors and for the very important people on their armies, and they took this chariot to attack. Okay, so this uses of the chariot was very, very important, and they spread this use to other cultures and to other countries. Okay, and that's why, okay, that's why that's an awful thing, because it was for war, and it was for to invade other the opponent, to invade and something like that. And well, it was a history fact, and it was very, very important to know this, because you can see that maybe when these things happen in history, when this kind of invasions and this kind of wars happen, a lot of things takes from a culture to another. Okay, so there are very interesting things in here, because there's maybe the chariot are used on ancient cultures in Middle Orient, and then they use it. Then it was passed through the empire to the Roman Empire, and then it went to the Celts and other cultures. Okay, and it's a very important use for the wheel. Okay, they use the wheel, but okay, maybe then it changed, and it's the automobile here, the old one. Okay, and you can see that it's different ways that are happen all along the human history. Okay, so these are a very old invention, the wheel, but it's a very, very important, I think, and it would be nice if you read this in your book to review, to take a little review. So it would be very nice as well for you to do the exercise in the platform that are the same. I think the topics are almost the same, are all the same, so that in the lesson. So, okay, with this we finished the review. So, do you have any question or doubt or something that you want to ask about these topics or about something that we saw in the lesson?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
teacher.
Okay. So we're done with lesson 8. Woohoo. Okay. So let's go to take a little break, about 5 minutes, and after the break, we're gonna have our exhibition class. So prepare with your teams, please. Prepare all your stuff to show, to share with your classmates here in class. Try to prepare all your stuff to prepare with your team. We have 5 minutes to take a little break to prepare and have some water, go to the bathroom, or anything you need. Okay. So we're gonna see you around here 2 and 12 minutes. Okay. So see you around here. Prepare for your exhibition class.
Dale. A ver si hay algo. Creo que queda uno en el cajón de las verduras.
Okay, so we're back. Okay. Okay. So remember the thing that I told you about the platform. Okay, I had repeated all the class, isn't it? Okay, remember about the platform, please. Take your cameras on, everybody. Here, I want your cameras on, please. I want to watch you. I like to see you. Okay, so remember about the platform. Everything that we're gonna practice there are gonna take some points. It's different from the past times, from the past units. Okay, so do as much exercise as you can. Okay, so please turn your cameras on. Everybody here, we're gonna do a very nice and lovely exhibition class. So anyone have problems or doubts with the platform? Okay, here I want you please to know to tell me if you're on the platform. Okay, who are not in the platform? I wanted to know. I want me. They asked me to know that I want you to know that everyone is gonna have to be on the platform for the next Wednesday. Okay, so please let me know if you don't have the book. Okay, I think that for the moment it's only Viri, isn't it? Okay, okay, because you have to pick up your book, isn't it? Okay, so I have to repeat it because I have to repeat it. Okay, so maybe with who said Daniel Alvarez?
Yes.
You have problems with your no who had problems with the book, the same thing that you have to pick it up. Who was?
Me, me teacher.
Okay, Daniel Alvarez. Yeah, you was, isn't it?
No, Daniela Vilés.
Oh, excuse me, you're Daniel. Okay, Daniel. Okay, that's it. So you have to pick your book this week, isn't it? So I told you that the books are available now on the school, isn't it?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, so I told you about all the platform, isn't it? All of you, you have to go into the platform and do as much exercise as you can because there are counting points for the next partial scoring. Okay, so you have doubts with this? Okay, I have told you all the class, isn't it? Okay, so we are ready now for our exhibition class. Okay, so team one, Angel, Karen, Diego Sanchez, Oscar. Okay, so the topic is going to be discoveries, history, and development of video game consoles and joysticks, isn't it?
Yes.
Great. Okay, are you ready?
I don't know. My team.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. The team. Okay, please, everyone, take notes. Take notes and pay a lot of attention to your classmates, okay? Because they have very good information here. They do some research. They do a very good job. They work together. Each team do the same. So please, everyone, pay attention. Take notes, okay? Take notes, but because maybe it's gonna for these notes are gonna be for another homework in the future. Okay, so please take notes and pay attention to your classmates. Okay, so team one, are you ready? Are you ready?
Maybe.
Okay, everyone. Yeah. Okay, try to use as much as you can the vocabulary, the grammar topics, and all your research that you made, and all your uh, presentation in these platforms in these different ways and slideshow. I don't know what did you use, but it's okay. Don't get nervous. It's okay. I'm nervous as well, but it's okay. So try to do as much as best as you can, and try to speak a lot as best as you can. Okay, using all these grammar stuff and vocabulary. Okay, let's start with the first team, with the team one in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. For presentation first. Who who will put it?
You maybe.
Okay, I will try to put it. Give me a second. I don't see it. I don't see the presentation in the share screen.
You can
I don't find it.
the screen sharing is available, okay? So,
Yes, but in
but you
the
didn't find it
options,
yet.
in the options of the screens, I can't find it.
Okay.
Oh, here. Here it is. Here it is. Oh no! All can see it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember those.
Oh.
I remember
No.
those.
Okay.
I start.
Okay. Woohoo.
Well, as you may know or remember, Pong was a game that it's only white pixels and one that use move in the screen. It's not great information about that. Something that was interesting was that Pong only was a game for arcade. Uh, After that, it became to consoles. The buttons of the arcade were, how did I say, too simple. Just a lever and maybe 3 or 4 buttons. Sometimes the buttons get stuck. It was stressing. And you cannot move right because the system it was too bad. For the next decade on the console, um, it was the NES, as we should say now.
Next one? Please tell me.
Yes. Okay. Well, the Atari was the first console that had a. What, it just was the first console. The first console. Some games in the that run was some too weird sometimes, and the controller was just as I say, a rectangle that not can fit in your hand. It was really uncomfortable. It just has a button and a lever. The lever was better than the arcade and in Pong. It was more mobility, and it was a great revolution the for the consoles of that year in everything, and that's how it was. Just simply like that. Now we're gonna attack my classmate Oscar.
Yes. Well,
This is my fair, but
yeah, I'm gonna talk, but it's not in there. First is I'm gonna talk about the Nintendo Entertainment System controller,
you
which
can scratching or
no, I can't at the moment. Well, the NES controller, I did research and went to the conclusion that it was one of the most influential controllers of all video game history. technically, the Nintendo with the NES, they invented the D-pad, and all controllers after the NES one were just like upgrades of the NES controller. Then it went from the NES to the SNES, which added two more front buttons and two shoulder buttons and a rounded shape, which was more fitting to the hands and didn't have rough edges that could like stab the hand. Then the Sega Genesis, which had six buttons, and I mean, maybe 6 buttons was a little too much, but I think with time people just adapted to it. Then came the Sega Saturn, which is practically the same, but with better ergonomics. And then there is the Nintendo versus PlayStation with the analog stick.
Maybe you can share the next image, the next presentation. Okay.
That's my part, teacher.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I think it was different. Okay. Yeah. It's okay. Great.
Okay.
Continue.
Now I'm gonna talk about this conflict. And before the analog stick that we all know, we had the directional pad, that is this one, or the D-pad, that it allows to move with enough precision, but it also have a lot of limitations. The analog stick revolutionized the way that we play video games, allowing to make things over the games that before we couldn't, like more natural and freely moves on games like the Mario 64 or Tomb Raider or Halo. And in 1997, Nintendo will launch a new console that will innovate the way that we play, accompanied with a unique control, the Nintendo 64 controller. Leaving aside the unique and the alien look of that thing, it's really weird. It innovates. The innovation brings new concepts to the game. Is this one. That it brings the possibility of 3 different hand positions for 3 different kind of games, and obviously the analog stick. We have the 3D platformer control, or the right position, the first personal controls for the left position, and the classic 2D control. That is this one. The only problem that this control had was that the stick worn out over time. And by the side of Sony, they will incorporate the analog stick 2 years after the arriving of their first console, the PlayStation, on 1997, with the dual analog controller that will incorporate 2 analog sticks. And some months later, the famous and cutting-edge DualShock will arrive in an improved version of the previous one. making it more comfortable for the hand with bigger triggers and incorporating the function of the vibration of the controller.
By that time, it kind of felt outdated. It did, however, have one good addition, the VMU unit, which was a screen on the controller as well as a memory card. Next, please. The DualShock 2 is really not a lot of different. In fact, cosmetically speaking, it's nearly the same as the original DualShock. The square, circle, triangle, and X buttons are pressure sensitive. Nintendo's GameCube was released, which was heavily influenced by PlayStation. However, it adds a second analog stick that replaces the C button and makes the A, B, and J and X button locations slightly different. In 2002, Nintendo released the Wave RF controller, which was the first wireless controller that was good. Uses RF frequency and start out of simply working instead of having a line of sight. It is simply transmit a radio signal that was picked up by a receiver and it worked. From this point on, game controllers became much more iterative and it was a slower and finer oriented process in the evolution of controller. In 2005, the 360. The controller itself is not much different from the controllers, as also it's had good wireless capabilities. Not all controllers were wireless. The USB version basically became one of the best gamepad available on PC. This controller did not use RF signals, used official Bluetooth signals, making it the first mass-produced console controller to use that. The PlayStation 3. No. Bluetooth this was the main difference between the DualShock 2 and this, as well as the addition of motion detection capabilities again, which is why it's called 6-axis. It had a 6 axis to rotate on. Nintendo released the Wii and with it the Wiimote. It was an accelerometer. It also had an optical sensor, so it can tell not only when you were moving, but exactly where you're putting it. The Nintendo Wii U came out. The controller is kind of proto Nintendo Switch, and the controller with its touch screen and design is basically the Nintendo Switch. It can only be used to play wireless with the Wii U at home from a certain distance. So it's not really a handheld and it's not really novel in portability. The PlayStation 4 controller is more ergonomic and comfortable than the DualShock and also added a touchpad. The Nintendo Switch is its own controller as it is a touch screen. They grip onto the side of your Switch for portable use, snap into the Joy-Con comfort grip to become a standard gaming pad, can be used alone as motion controllers, and you can use a single set of Joy-Cons as a pair of controllers. Sony PlayStation 5 Dual Sense wireless controller offers immersive haptic response as a way to offer tension and resistance to the fingers, a way to make holding a pistol or a bow different. Another thing is that you can feel the real tension of actions like charging and shooting an arrow with the adaptive triggers. That's all. Yes.
Okay. Okay, great, great. Very good work, very good work. A lot of information here. You work together, Angel, Karen, Diego, Sanchez, and Oscar, isn't it? You're the team. Okay, great.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate. I like it so much. A lot of information here in the controllers. Which one would like to participate about his or her experience with this kind of controllers? Well, in personal, I like so much. I like too much to play since I was a child. So I passed for I think maybe a half of all these controllers. So I start with the Atari. So I have this muscle here to take the space invaders and something like that. This muscle was like very very powerful because to push the button you have to do a lot of put some force in here, but a lot of. So if you see my now I'm basis, okay, but it's different. The muscle here with the button was like this, and the muscle here for the joystick was like very strong muscles there. So then I passed through all of these different ages of the gameplay, and I like it so much. I prefer now. And now my favorite one is the PlayStation. I have the PlayStation 4, so it's the perfect one for me to fit in. So when I change to the maybe I play with some friends, and when I change from the Xbox 360, that is like very big and like a little fat, and I changed then to the PlayStation 4. It's like, oh, it's very good. I prefer now the PlayStation 4 is my favorite one. So, what do you think? Who wants to participate? What do you think about your classmates exhibition? Who wants to participate? Share your opinion.
I uh, I I think it's very it, that's what's very cool when they talk about the 64 the Nintendo 64 controller, because the uh, that was my first console, and I had a lot of good memories. But I think that controller had a joystick I made. The controller hurts me a lot in Mario Party when you have to make that with the controller, and I, that was not funny, but I think the materials was really bad for a controller.
Yeah, yeah, I remember as well. I didn't have that console, but a friend had it. So when we play, I said, like, "What is this?" So you have like, if you have another arm or another hand, that this three parts, like when you change from this to this and then to this. So what very difficult. I don't know. I don't like it as well. And yeah, I remember the materials are like different, very different from the ones. I think that maybe Atari was was better than this one, because are like, okay, it's a square. I was very hard, but it was I don't know, it was soft for your skin, okay, because the plastic and all the materials are. I think that was better, but it wasn't ergonomic, not at all. So that's a weird thing. I think this kind of control of Nintendo 64, I think it's like wacky. Well, you can use this word now. It's like wacky. It's weird. It's, I don't know. It's fun, but very weird. Who else wants to participate to share your experience or your I don't know, your opinion about this control? Who wants? Who wants? Who wants to participate? No, no one. I can choose you. Okay. So Mauricio, what do you think about this controller, this joystick?
Mm,
Which is
well,
your favorite?
it's kind of difficult because I've been using most of them, but I think I'm gonna choose the GameCube one.
Okay.
It was very comfortable, really like mm, accessible. The buttons on there were no so rigid. I think that that one was my favorite.
Great. Yeah, the GameCube. I tried with I have a neighbor when I live in other part, and I have a neighbor, and he lent me his GameCube for 3 months because he has a lot of work. So I said, wow. Also, I tried the GameCube. I like it so much. The control was so comfortable, as you say. I like it so much. But my hands are very small. I'm very small. So my hands are small and it fits very good. I like it so much. It fits good. I'm agree with you about the GameCube controller. Okay, anyone else? What do you think about your classmates exhibition class? What do you think about these controllers? What's your favorite one? Who want to participate? Who wants? Who wants? Who wants? Okay, maybe I don't know. Isol, what do you think about these controllers and all these um, different kind of technology that are used in this country? What do you think? Isol, Isol, are you there? What do you think? Okay, okay,
Oh, I can participate if you
okay,
want.
okay. Yeah, please.
Oh,
Okay,
oh,
I know Isol. Okay, yeah, I read you. Okay, maybe you can here participate with the next exhibition team. Isol, if you can chat in here, it's okay. I mean, it counts the same. Okay, so yeah, please participate. Yeah, who said that want to
Irene,
participate?
Irene.
Irene. Okay, let's go. Please tell me, what do you think?
Well, I think that there's like two types of controls that I don't know what their names are, but like the Wii control that has like is like more like a mouse, like you point something, and there's like the Xbox or PlayStation control that you pick up like the options. You move through the options, and I think that is more practical, like when you move through the options, because when you have to like click it, sometimes it's very sensible and it's like hard to pick up the option, you know. I don't know what's the difference between those types of controls, but yeah, I like more the ones when you move through the options, like the Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah, that you can assign some buttons to some actions or something, isn't it?
But it also has like their like it's cool that you can move like the the pointer through all the screen and not only in the options. Yes, it's
Yeah,
always
that's it. Yeah. Yeah,
more
it's we
interactive.
sorry.
That
Ah,
you
yeah,
have like
that's it.
more control, but it's too sensible. I think.
Yeah, yeah. It's in the other hand, it's very sensitive. I think that it's well, it's I like we I didn't play we too much, but when I play, it was I don't know. I feel weird about the way that you have to move. I play tennis. I can't remember. I play a sport game. I can't remember very good. But I don't know. I feel like what's this like different. I don't like it so much, but this thing about the options are very good point about this. So it was sensitive, but it's a very good point that are different from the all other controllers and joysticks. Thank you, Rene. Thank you from your point of view. Great. Thank you. So thank you all the team one. Thank you, Angel, Karen, Diego, and Oscar. Thank you so much. A very good presentation. A very good slide here with your with your images and all the information, and everyone has your participation points. Everyone has your homework points, so it's a very good to have this exhibition. Thank you so much, Team One. Woohoo, thank you. So now let's go with the Team Two. Okay, our Diego Aviles, Irene, Eric, and Mauricio. Okay, so the
Is
topic
Avila teacher.
Diego Avila. Okay, sorry. Sorry, okay. Diego Avila. I fixed it. Okay, so Diego Avila, Irene, Eric, and Mauricio. Okay, and so it's discoveries, history, and development of video game controls and joysticks. What's that? The past theme. Okay, the next theme is discoveries, history, development, and of programming language for video games. Okay, so here Mauricio is the developer, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can maybe you can work together because are different the part of the art of the programming languages, but are working always together, isn't it?
Mm,
Not
kind
always,
of.
maybe. Enough. That's it. Good enough. So okay, so let's start with this team: Diego Avila, Irene, Eric, and Mauricio. Okay, let's start with this topic. And you can start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready, team two.
Oh, do you want me to share screen or someone else is going
Oh.
to do it?
Who's gonna share the screen?
Eric.
No, I can't. My my net is gonna my net is not doing well, so I don't think I can share the screen.
Okay, do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we are team one.
Two.
We got team we are team two, and we are going to talk about discoveries, history, and development of programming language.
Well, the programming languages were invented to to make the computers get a lot of facilities, but at the first it wasn't like that easy. The computer tries to take it all the text exactly like it said it, so they needed to start improving them, and they created like, well, in the history there's like two changes in the programming languages. The first one is the first three generations of language in program like programming languages, and the second one is the high level technologies. ¿Le puedes cambiar, por favor? The first development in the programming languages were the binary and the decimal languages, where the computer only tried to relocate the exact memory data in a specific file. Then there were the second generation of programming languages that try to make them more like human, not to try to make it exactly like the computer, and with less calculation errors. Then were the third generation, where they start to change into the high level. Mm, um, wait, I forgot it. Well, the first high level programming language try to text of the code, try to make it more efficient with less memory space. Next one, please. Mm, the next improvement about the languages were in the mid 90s and 70s with some of the most used languaging programs like Lisp, that was the first dynamical programming language. Then the C language, it's one of the most used in the moment. Prolog, that was the first logical programming language used most part in base data systems. The next one, please. And finally, we start to reach in the most really used um, languages at a time. The first one is C sharp. That most of the apps that we have are used are programmed with it. Then Python is more used for medical and mathematician things. Java, well, I think everyone knows Java. And finally, C sharp, that it's Microsoft owns it, and it's one of the parts that we used every day. Those languages start to function in development of video games like almost in the past 10 years. Next one.
So I'm going to talk a little more detailed about the language that Mauricio mentioned. So I'm starting with C++. It was developed by Bjarne Stroustrup, and he wanted to create a language that enables the C language with Simula-like features. Simula is considered the first object-oriented programming language, but it was like too slow or wacky, I could say, for
Yeah.
practical use. um, C language was chosen because it was a general purpose, fast, and portable language. In 1982, Stroustrup started to develop a successor to C language with classes, which he named C++. New features were added, including virtual functions, operator overloading, reference, and constants. The objective of C++ is to support the widest possible range of application areas. It is widely used in financial systems, game development, browsers, operating systems, scientific computation, and so on. There's a book that is written by Stroustrup that it describes how C++ works, and it's a really interesting book. Um, the features most directly support types of programming techniques: procedural programming, data abstraction, object-oriented programming, and generic programming. The next language is Python. Python is an interpreted high-level and general-purpose programming language. Python has constantly appeared in the top 10 most popular programming languages, and it was selected in the
2007.
2007, 2010, and 2018. In There are many organizations that use Python, including Wikipedia, Google, Yahoo, CERN, NASA, Facebook, Amazon, Instagram, Spotify, and some smaller entities like ILM industry, that is like an FX industry, and many other like social networks use Python. Java, it was created by James Gosling, Mike Sheridan, and Patrick Naughton. They started creating the project in 1991. It was originally designed for interactive television, but it was too advanced for the digital cable television at that time. The language had many names. It first started as Oak because of an oak tree that stood outside the office. Later, the project went to Green, and it was finally named Java, from Java Coffee, which is a coffee from Indonesia. The 5 primary goals of Java were the next. It must be simple, object-oriented, and familiar. It must be robust and secure. It must be architecture neutral and portable. It must execute with high performance. It must be interpreted, threaded, and dynamic. The last language I'm going to talk is C#. It was designed by Anders Hellsberg. Is a general purpose multi-paradigm programming language. Multi-paradigm, it means that you can program like in many styles. The design goals for C# were that the language needed to be simple, modern, general purpose, object-oriented, and object-oriented. The language and implementations should provide support for software engineering principles, such as strong type checking, array bounds checking, detection of attempts to use uninitialized variables, and automatic garbage collection. Software robustness, durability, and programmer productivity are important. The language is intended for use in developing software components suitable for deployment in distributed environments. It was intended to be suitable for writing applications and embedded systems. C# received like some critics from other developers. One of them, James Gosling, the creator of Java, who said that C# was an imitation of Java, but without the features of reliability, productivity, and security. And it was said that it was like not innovative, that it was like very similar to other languages. And yeah, that's the end of my part.
Voy yo, jiji. Video game industry. The video game industry didn't begin as part of any established master plan. Rather, it emerged when independent groups of people working on different countries came up the same ideas at approximately the same time. As you will soon see, the dawn of video game age came in the early 1970s. but most of the companies that played a key role in that defining period of time were born much earlier. An illustrative example would be Nintendo, gaming company in 1889 by Fusahiro Yamauchi. Thanks. Companies such as Sony followed a completely different approach, create to focus on consumer electronics. A third minor group of companies provided some middle ground between technology and gaming companies. Sega is a classic example of this group. The rest is history. Sega began producing arcade machines first and later expanded its operations to home consoles and game development. Game consoles and game developers. It was during this fast growth period, sometime in 1970s, that the distinction between console and manufacturers and game developers was established. Console manufacturers would invest large sums of money creating the hardware platform and selling it at an attractive price to consumers. Outside companies began coding games for console systems. At this stage, little or no quality control was performed by the console manufacturer. Quantity was valued over quality. The king of programmable consoles at the time became the Atari VCS. Personal computers. While consumers were busy playing with the game consoles, the personal computer revolution was about to begin. Computers appeared as a byproduct of the discovery of the integrated circuit by Texas Instruments in 1959. The first computer, the digital PDP-1, appeared in 1960 and featured a keyboard and a monitor. In 1972, when Atari and Magnavox became successful, computers were gaining ground. The C programming language was introduced. The first ideas about laptop computers appeared at Xerox Palo Alto Research Center. 1 year later, Microsoft was found. Its flagship product was a basic interpreter for the Altair. It was the first programmable language for a personal computer. Then, in 1976, one of the most popular garage startups surfaced, and the personal computer industry was born. Apple was founded by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Jobs, with an eye on product design and business, had been at Atari since 1974. Wozniak, the hardware genius, worked for Hewlett-Packard. Competition fosters innovation, and an open platform with the best way to enable revolution. The personal computer era had begun.
So, a new level. We're gonna talk about now about the 2000s. So, applying to the C++ language to the games has served to develop many game engines, such as the Unreal Engine or the Unity Engine. So, it is being used for multiple platforms such as consoles, PC, and cell phones lately in the last decade. One example of made in Unreal 3 is A Hat in Time, the left one, and in Unreal 4 it's Absolver Downfall. A lot of oh, like the presentation said, most AAA titles have one of the C++ version inside of them. Next. At first, the cell phones games and some of PC was on Java uh, uh, for the Java engine, for the Java code, and for iPhone it has the Swift code. I don't know a lot of them, but the Swift game looks like the Polytopia, like the left one, and an example of a game created with Java is the best-selling game in history, Minecraft. And finally, where many of us fail at some point of in our lives, the web games. As you can read in the presentation, many of the Facebook games were made with Adobe Flash. I'll start with the will disappear from browsers in 1 month. I think in 1 month, all the Adobe Flash games will disappear because Chrome we're not gonna support them. And Chrome and many browsers in 2020 like Habo had to migrate to C++.
Next.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
And now cover that. It's called chills. Don't get sick.
Oh wait. Oh, is the last one? Okay. Well.
Okay. So very good, very good. A lot of information, important information, because I think that you have to be this all this info have to be familiar for you because you're studying. Some of you are studying for the developing, and some of you are studying in the art part of developing. But I think that both parts are working together. So you have to do a very special. Here was very important. Uh, I don't know, all this info is very important because it's about history and it's about all the time that it has been changed and developed. So very good presentation, very good. Thank you, what Diego. Thank you, Rene. Thank you, Eric and Mauricio. I hope you enjoy it. So please, here the specialist on the topic is Mauricio, isn't it? You're studying for developer. So who else from here from this class are developers? I think we have 3 or 4 of you. Who else is developer?
Me, Angel.
Angel, okay. Angel, you're developer. And
Me.
who else? Who?
Me too.
Gustavo.
Daniela Vilés
Okay.
too.
Daniel, okay. So our Angel, I think, Daniela Avilés, okay.
Yep.
Mauricio, I don't know if you're in the same grade. You're different
We are
levels from.
No, we are
the
together.
group.
No,
Yeah,
not me, not me.
all of you are together at
But
the same level.
Gustavo is in
Yeah, I'm
another group.
from
Okay.
third.
So here the developers, please. I want you to please tell us some things. What have you learned from until this point of your career? How how I don't know how familiar is this C++ and C sharp languages are for you in this point of your career? How many things have you had been programming and developing all this time? Please tell us something about it. I don't know. Maybe let's start with Gustavo. Gustavo, what do you? Which kind
Yeah.
of works have you been developing here? Which kind of tasks or things with this kind of languages?
Well, I have been using Unity for most of my works, and that uses a C sharp type of programming, language programming. I have done a couple of projects, but not yet a personal one.
Okay.
I am planning on doing one,
Okay.
but later. Uh, but yeah, that's the one we have used the most, and but we are also using like what was it Java
Okay. Mm, okay. Great.
with
Okay.
Visual Studio.
Oh, great. Okay. Okay. So it's important to share this point of view and which one is the best for you till this moment. You have more info to know about because you're studying. So, but it's nice to listen this. It's nice as well. I'm sure for your classmates because you can have more ideas and realize about your opinions of your experience and of your different classmates. So and Angel, what do you think about this? Which one is the best for you, or the one that you are best familiar with?
I really don't know because I'm new with all this the programming part, but
Okay.
the only thing we is the C sharp.
Okay, the C sharp. Well, it's the same for Unity, isn't it? It's the C sharp.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's the
it's the
same
same.
for Unity.
Yeah. Okay. Who else? Who else? Eduardo? No. Okay. No. Who else? Who's it? Okay. I don't know. Maybe some of you. Which one? Which one? I don't know. Gustavo, Mauricio. Okay, Mauricio did this exhibition class. So maybe which one of you want to say something about this program language? I know. Which one can say something about mods? How do you use the mods? How do you make the mods? Anyone? No.
For video games?
Yeah, more. Yeah, mods for video games.
I'm not entirely sure. However, I think they need to learn a little about programming
Okay.
and maybe more likely to actually design the kind of, well, it depends. I mean, if it's a more technical mod like for gameplay changes or something, you need to actually know about to programming to like uh I guess you need to work with the same language that the devs used,
Okay.
and then you can change the settings you want.
Okay. Okay. I find this interesting because I think that fonts are very that are very fun. The mods are very fun, so I like it so much because are weird to see all these characters and some sceneries and some scenes that are different. So I think I find it fun. I don't know. Maybe I imagine that you need to know very deep the programming language to change, as you said, with the depth and something like that is very with more knowledge about it. Maybe with programming and something like that. I don't know how it does it work and which platform or which kind of language of this. But I feel like this is kind of interest and fun as well. Okay, so that's why I asked them. So I think that do you like mods? Anyone like mods in here to play video games with mods? Do you like it or you didn't?
Yeah, I have used some mods for a lot
Yeah,
of things.
yeah. I think that
Yes, me
they are
too.
fun. I think they are fun. So okay, okay. So here we end this class exhibition. Thank you. There are a lot of information, very important and very. I think that you care a lot of your research. I think that it was a very good information here, and you make a very good effort. Was nice work. Thank you so much. Thank you, Diego. Thank you, Rene. Thank you, Eric, and thank you, Mauricio. Very good. Thank you. Great team. Okay,
Thanks.
then.
Thank you, teacher.
Woohoo. Let's go with the next team. Our team three are the almost all Daniels. Okay,
Yes,
Daniel
teacher.
Hernandez. Woohoo. Danny Walsh, Daniel Sanchez, and Melanie. Okay. So
Yeah.
your topics are gonna be discoveries, history, and development of peripheral accessories for video games, and are for consoles and computers. Okay, all the stuff that we use, hardware stuff, and some things that are peripheral that you can connect it, that you can play with, or you can use in some way. Okay, please let's start with this team. Okay, are you
Can
ready,
Danny
team?
please share your
Yes.
screen?
Okay, ready.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, teacher and classmates. Today, me and my team, we're going to talk about the history and development of peripheral accessories for video games like consoles and computers. The history, since the world known this, a peripheral is external device or piece of equipment which born in 1950s as a technological oddity at a fair science. Gaming has blossomed into the one most of the profitable entertainment industries in the world. Here we have a timeline with the most important, weird, and successful peripheral and gamepads of the industry of all times. It started in the year 1972 with the paddle. The paddle was the first gaming controller for the Atari that was invented in this year, in 1972. And we have the next year.
Sorry, but I can. Okay, and the next year exists this joystick type was first introduced in Atari, 2000 to 216, 60, 600, I don't know. 2006.
2000.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
This design mimicked the arcade area with its four directional joysticks and only one button. And exists a weird peripheral. The name for this is wireless Atari joysticks for the same number, but 2,600. And this is a
206.
206. Okay, and it's
2006. Excuse me.
Sorry, what?
2006. That's it.
2006.
2006. You have to take that 2000 and then 6.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, and this is I don't know. It's here. It's wireless for the both joysticks for the Atari, and you can play with another person.
Okay.
Well, next we have the Intellivision, was released in 1979. The Intellivision system featured a number pad and a dial when it launched in 1979. Its number pad and rotating dial allowed for complex action far beyond the Atari joysticks. That you can see there, there's a number pad which has numbers and have these little routes that you can use for game.
In 1993, Nintendo Entertainment System, this controller housed a central start and select with A and B buttons on the right and the directional pad on the left. The other is Rob. In the same year, is robotic operating booty. Is a toy accessory for the Nintendo. Only two official licensed games were published for Rob.
Yes, we have the next year, 1988, with the famous one, Sega Genesis. Sega Genesis, as we all know, offered us longer play times with came with a need of new and comfortable controllers, and Sega delivered us that. Like the original Sega Genesis, offer no additional inputs over the NES controller, and it addressed ergonomics with the rounded grips and overall smooth design. Later, a version with 6 buttons was introduced in the Genesis. And from the next year.
Yeah, for the next year, the Super Nintendo controller really left its mark by introducing shoulder buttons. Option like action like missing in Super Metroid and changing combos in Street Fighter 2 become possible, while other games use this button for camera control or banking left and right. And for this year, exists that NES Power Glove, I think it's bad. Glove. This is a control both your hand and you put and play with your hand, control with your hand, and that's it. The next year.
Well, in 1994, we have PlayStation. The standard input were like a D-pad. These were just like the new standard. This was in the right side, and we have buttons, but with additional second rows of a shoulder button for great functionality. More importantly, the PlayStation controller was a major step forward in styles. The gamepad's elongated grips formed the iconic shape of a future PlayStation controllers, and 4 new symbols replaced the letter buttons of the past like A and B. The PlayStation incorporated a blue cross, a red circle represented yes and no, and we have the green triangle represented a point of view, and the pink square symbolizing a sheet of paper for menus.
In 1996, have Nintendo 64. The N64 features similar grips to the PlayStation gamepad, but with a third middle grip for its new miniature joystick and back trigger. This joystick made navigating and the next diapositive and other peripheral. The same year is Nintendo 64 mouse. It came bundled with the Nintendo 64 DD video game Mario Artist Paint Studio, where you can create portraits.
Yeah, in the year 1997, the PlayStation DualShock we have, and it's an advanced piece of hardware that PlayStation released in that year. It worked so seamlessly that you practically forgot about you're playing. It's too comfortable and it has pressure sensitive buttons, allowing for more responsiveness and realistic control in racing games, for example. And then over the years, we have the DualShock 3. And we already see that that is a controller and who has which has added motion and wireless connection and that stuff. In the year of the release of PlayStation DualShock 1, there's a weirdest peripheral or device who is called the PlayStation 1 Glove. In the next year,
Okay, for the next year, the Saga Dreamcast control was a spaceship with dual triggers and offset joystick. The Dreamcast visual memory util looked like a Tamagotchi, but play it into the control to save file and act a second screen. Is that and exists that it's a Saga Dreamcast fishing controller if you want to play like a fish. You put this in your console and play. It's a real like something like that. And from the next year, and that it's like a dance path. You can dance in your console, and for that it's yeah, like a control but with your feet. The next year.
In 2001, we have the famous Nintendo GameCube. This peripheral featured 2 joysticks, dual shoulder buttons, and long grips, giving these Nintendo their famous family-friendly look. They give an Indigo accessory with a yellow offset joystick and button layouts.
In 2001, Xbox looked like the Dreamcast and GameCube controllers. The offset joystick present an alternative grip to the PlayStation DualShock series, using letters instead of symbol as the PlayStation did.
And 6 years later, in 2006, we have the Nintendo Wii with its famous Wiimote and nunchuck. And this was a special device divided in two. It was a smart controller that uses an optical sensor to track movement, the remote, and this controller is just it uses with an optical sensor to track your movements and animations of, of the game. And the remote also houses the infrared or IR emitter that lets you point at the screen with the controller instead of using the joystick to navigate menus. The cursor in the screen is floating practically. In the next year, please.
Yeah, in the next year, in 2015, the PlayStation, the leap forward for control technology, the DualShock 4 added a lock bar and touchpad to the center of the control. This control also ditched batteries in favor of an internal battery that is recargable, I don't know.
Yeah, you can recharge it.
Recharge. Okay.
Rechargeable.
Rechargeable. Yeah. And next is that it's wheel and pedal for PS4, and you play when you play for the cars or something like that, or yeah, that
Car
you
racing.
play car race. Yeah, you play with the wheel and pedal. It's more realistic.
Well, in 2030, we have the Xbox One. Unlike the DualShock 4, the Xbox One runs on batteries. This control wasn't all that dissimilar from a 360 controller, save for a body redesign to make it more comfortable. We got the inclusion of a headphone mic jack like the DualShock 4, but unlike the DualShock 4, the Xbox One runs on batteries. We have in these years for inclusive population and adaptive control for disabled people. That is in the image. The white one is for people with these capacities in the hands that you can't ride a controller. That Xbox launched this adaptive control.
Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons in 2017. Nintendo set out to make a truly portable home console. Sometimes you could play with a friend right now, literally anywhere. Well, another, but I can't put the image, is Nintendo Levio. Contain cardboard sheets, additional parts, and game software, and you can play way more interactive with objects out of the game. And contain and you can play way more interactive and add it while playing.
And now, actually, in this year, 2020, we have the famous one part of these devices, the DualSense. This is a newest controller from Sony for his famous console PlayStation, and it has improved the haptic feedback, for example, and that means that you can give more immersive into the game, improve the battery life, battery life, and had a better built-in microphone. And also you can make the color, change the color of your controller, the LED controller, and it is pretty clean design with a clean white and black joystick and triggers. And in the conclusion, with the time of the technology of the video games, has tried to improve and make the game more experience and more unique, making these devices revolutionary and innovative creations. Some one of these was wacky devices and more efficient than others that really not so much. And with this new improvement of the technology, the games that we play have come to cutting edge, trying to innovate with high tech. And that's all.
Ooh, okay. Thank you so much. Great, great, great exhibition here. Thank you, Daniel. Okay, Daniel. Thank you. All the three Daniels and Maleni. Okay, thank you so much. It was a very okay. So I have to here when you want to refer to a year, you have to say. I think that you want to refer to a year 2006, but no, you're referring to Atari, and Atari says 26100. Okay, Atari 26100. That's the model, and that's it. That's okay.
Okay.
When you refer to a year, you have to say 2006 or 2000, or you have to divide the year at like 1920, like 19, like that, or 2020 this year, like this. Okay, so that was only a small note here. So I like it so much. You refer as well to peripherals like the joysticks and controllers, the same as Team One that do the same part. But here you have different peripherals, like this dance mat that when you have to
Yeah,
do
the
the right
weirdest
step.
devices.
Yeah, and the other devices like the gun. Did you? I don't know. Maybe you're very young, but I don't know if some of you had played with a gun with to shoot the dogs.
Duck
But
hunts,
you
just
have to
partners.
hunt. Yeah, the duck hunt like that. Maybe now with the VR you have the Arizona like the this one of zombies. Did you
Or
play?
like the fishing controller in
Yeah, like
Sega
that was
Dreamcast.
very weird, like a
So
I don't know,
weird.
like a fishing rod, like a real fishing rod, but you have to I don't know. I,
Yeah.
I never played that. I never. So the same for the NES,
Yeah, me too.
it's
Never
like
played.
the Thanos wants of the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Never played.
Yeah, did you play with this?
No, no, never,
Never, no,
never.
none of this. No, that's so weird. I think that maybe the United States are more common. I don't know, but I only play with the Kinect. No, I remember the Kinect. I had the Kinect. Now I don't know where it is, but oh yeah, I remember where it is. Oh, but it's close, and try to do some things with some games with my son, and we played with the Kinect, and it was very very fun. I like this part. But I think that Kinect is it was like I don't know, like maybe scanning your room on all the people that are there, and Kinect is like it freaks me a lot. So I disconnect the Kinect. So only I connect it only when I want to play, because I think that it's a very very good technology. I think it's a very good one, but I feel freaky about it because I think that everything is gonna be scanned in my room and on my with people that with why I'm uh, playing, and it was weird the Kinect. I like it, but I don't know. I prefer the mat, or I prefer the shotgun for the dogs, and are different things. Here, I don't know. Did you like this kind of peripherals that are different? Not only the joysticks. Which one of you have tried, or which one have you used for some video games? Anyone want to share his or her experience with another peripheral accessories? Who want? Or with the race? With
Me.
the race? Yeah, yeah. Come
There is also one they didn't mention,
on. Uh-huh.
the Guitar Hero controller.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I use it a lot on the arcades version.
Yeah.
But then I buy it for myself, and sometimes I play with it.
Yeah, did you like it? Please tell me, because I'm musician, so
Yes,
but it's very different because the real bass is like very different. So when
the
I try some, I remember that I went with some friends, but here you have the control that you have to play like you have to push it to the or you have
push
to
it on
pull it,
the
yeah, push or pull. So you have to, and then you have to play the notes here and in the guitar. So, but I don't know. I think that it's a little delay. How do you feel about it? Or I'm crazy?
no, yeah, sometimes, but I think it's a problem more like of the if you play with a wireless controller
Okay.
or with a one that has
Okay.
wires.
Okay.
Um, the wireless controller always it's gonna be more delayed,
Okay.
and the one with a wire it's gonna have less, but sometimes it can have some delay.
Okay, yeah, that's weird because I feel anxious, like I'm Jamie. I feel anxious about the controller. So it was like with a delay. So I'm a musician, so I play. When I play, it sounds so you have to play a lot of things that sometimes you have to play fast. And then when I play, I'm playing, not playing music, playing the game, the guitar hero. Like I feel anxious, so I say no, I can't. That's what's weird, but I like it. I like it so much, and it's a very important yeah product with this kind of peripheral accessories that are not only joysticks. And it was a very good ad for this. So thank you, Gustavo. Thank you, each one of you. Very good, very good information, very good presentation, very good exhibition. Thank you so much. So thank you, Daniel Hernandez, Danny Wash, Daniel Sanchez, and Maleni. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah, teacher.
Yes,
Woohoo.
you're welcome.
Okay, no, so now let's go now with team four: Tahira, Mariana, Isol, Tahira, Isol, Gustavo, and Eduardo. Okay,
That's right.
so okay, let's go with your topic. That is
The cooling system.
cooling systems. That's it for
That's.
video games, consoles, and PCs. Okay, let's start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Mm, okay. Hi everyone and good evening. We are going to expose the discoveries, history and development of cooling system for video game consoles and PC, present by Isol, Gustavo, Daniel, and me. What is the cooling system? The cooling system is responsible for removing excess heat from your CPU to keep us the optimal working temperature. And I mean sometimes your console or your PC and also your cell phone work a lot and gets a higher temperature, and sometimes it gets off or that's the blue screen. And that's bad. That's the importance of the cooling system. It's important properly cool the components of the computer and what mechanisms are involved in the process. It's not necessary for us to briefly review what the effects of the convection heat the conduction consist. There are two types of system of cooling. Uh, there are two types of cooling system. The first one are the air cool system. All of these use the heat conductivity qualities of some metals, such as copper or aluminum, to dissipate the heat that is generated inside the processor, the graphics card, or in the RAM memory models. The other one, the liquid cooling for a computer, is based on the same principle of operation as cooling of, mm, of vehicle. This system uses a system of conduits connected to the PC components that need to get cooled.
Now I'm going to talk about coolers in consoles. The history about coolers on consoles. Um, the older consoles used to not have actual cooler systems, as they didn't use enough power to for them to overheat. So This changed when the Dreamcast was introduced and released to the public. It was the first console to use this kind of devices. And as it looks in the photo, it was like a little fan on the inside of the console. Next one, please. And now I'm gonna talk about a little about of some details about the fans itself. Um, okay. The cooling systems. Both PC and console use similar cooling systems as they also share similar components, which require this same type of cooling systems. They consist of a cooling fan that helps to give fresh air to the to a specific component, and it also helps to expel the harm air that could harm any of those specific components. Next one, please. And then there is the part uh, down of the fan, under the fan, that are the cooling fins, and they balance the heat on a reasonable quantity by transferring the rate of heating, but firstly by determining the heat that an object produces, and then increasing the temperature, the convection, or the surface area of the environment or the object. And it also helps the way the layout is put on the cabinet with the ventilations on it. This is another way to help to cool the interior of the cabinet.
I'm going to talk about the development of the cooling system. So through the years, the cooling system has developed in a fast way. The system has developed and was incorporated along to the heatsink. It was a great help to consoles and PCs. Over the time, it's been easier to cool components that tend to heat up very quickly, giving it the name of air cooling. Next. This method continued to develop until we reached to the liquid system that we know today. It is much faster and more effective than the air system. This method, as the name says, is just liquid that passes through all the components in a closed dock system. It is most used to processors that use overclock, but now in the days we use it for powerful PC gamers. We expect that in the future the liquid system will be more accessible to all because it is a new system. That's why the high price, and we expect that it is more the price more low.
Well, I'm going to talk about the problem of the cooling system because all through all the years in the industry, there have a lot of problems with consoles and PC because the industry advanced very quickly with the innovation, but comes with issues too. And today it's very normal to see consoles and PC get overheat because the use of their players or just problems of fabrication. The PS2 Slim is the first example because it's a redesign of the PS2 base. So Sony making the console smaller didn't notice that the heat could be a problem, and the console turned off when the heat passed the limit. And the most famous one is the Xbox 360, the Red Ring of Death is the probably the biggest problem in the history because it cost to Microsoft 1 billion US dollars. in repairs, substitutions, etc. And it depends. It could be a problem about the software, but in in almost every case, it was a hardware problem. The next one, please. And the PS3 has almost the same problem that the Xbox 360, but not as big because it was the first console in the market. So it was with the green, the green is the green lights that turn off the console, but it was not a big deal. And the PS4, the system cooling isn't perfect. It's rare that a console turn off, but it makes a lot of noise. You have a PS4 and you play, I don't know, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. It just sounds like an airplane. And the next one, please. But with the new generation, seems that the cooling problems are gone because with the Series X, they make the console in that way for the efficiency of the expulse of the air with a big fan in the top of the console, and the PS5 have a gigantic fan and a heatsink very big, and also liquid metal that my teammate said before, and that thing is the um, the first time that it happened with a console because it was only saw on PC until now, and that's all.
Great, thank you. Thank you. Great exhibition. Thank you, Tahira. Thank you, Isol. Thank you, Gustavo. Thank you, Eduardo. Thank you for your effort to speak and to explain all these topics. Thank you so much. Was a very good and interesting topic. I don't know. Maybe now I know. I don't know what is gonna happen about this new Xbox Series X because did you see that it's get a lot of heat? I don't know why. Maybe they have some I don't know things that they have to enhance with the time, maybe in the design of the hardware or something like that. And that's it. I'm very careful with my consoles. I have all my consoles and everyone still works. I have the Atari to the 26100, so it works. It still works. I have the PS2 Slim, and yes, it hits a lot. I have the 360, the Xbox 360, and also as well it hits a lot. So I put a very big fan like this one, and when we play a lot, we put on the fan. But we have to talk like that because the fan is outside and it's very loud, so it's terrible. But okay, and on the other hand, my consoles have okay, and it still works all of them. So I like it so much. But yeah, and as well the PS4 now. I hope you can listen, but now it's on a PS4, so I can hear the fan. To here I'm about 4 meters from the PS4, but yeah, the fan is loud. So as I are not online gaming, but the fan is still on, and if we don't have this kind of cooling systems, the consoles gonna fall down and everything crack. And it's I think it's very important to think about this because I don't know that are not exactly your area. You're not studying for engineering or for designing or of hardware or for things that are the hard part. You're studying for other things to program, to develop, and for the artist part. But it's important to know um, how does these kinds of consoles and PCs work with, okay? Because the cooling systems are very important to have all our dispositives, all of these things, all our these PCs and all these consoles and all these things to have in a good and very good. I don't know how to say, but maybe in a healthy way for them because they have to work a lot of years with us, so we like it. So maybe we can add another fan or something to cool off. So the cooling system, I think the coolest one, the cooling systems are the one that it's with liquid, and there are a lot of good designs as well with colors and lights and something, and I think that are lovely. But I think that they are expensive. They are still expensive. So as you mentioned, it would be nice to have access to these cooling systems. Okay, so thank you so much. Very good information, important to know, and thank you. Thank you for you. Thank you, Mariana. Isol. Okay, Isol. Thank you, Isol. Thank you, Tahira. Thank you, Gustavo. And thank you, Eduardo. Nice and very good work and effort. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go with team five, the last team. Okay, was Fernanda, Carlos, and Billy.
Sure, teacher.
Great. You're gonna talk about discoveries, history, and development of VR lenses or VR glasses. Okay, so great. Let's go with this. Not only
You can
VR,
see
but VR lenses.
you
Okay, great.
you can see it in my screen.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Well, our team is going to talk about VR lenses. The virtual reality is increasingly. Technology has been advancing more and more over time, both to reach the VR, which is entertaining a totally different reality and created by someone else in a way that is considered an alternative reality, external or different. Also, the development of the technology is a very big, where one of the projects is the increase or creation of soft lenses that support everything that related to the VR.
The history of VR lenses. Sir Charles Weston was the first to describe the stereoscope in 1838, an investigation that led him to build the stereoscope. It used a pair of mirrors at 45-degree angles to the user's eyes, each reflecting an image placed to the side. Now the next one, please. In 1935, the American science fiction writer Stanley Weinbaum presented a fictional model for VR in his short story Pygmalion's Spectacles. In the story, the main character meets a professor who invented a pair of glasses that allowed a movie that gives a sight and sound. The next one. Morton Hellig created the first virtual reality machine in 1956. This was a cabin that could fit up to 4 people. This booth featured 3D video, audio movements, smells, and wind. In the 60s, he created a telesphera mask that looked like spy glasses, showed 3D image with wide visions and sound. In 1961, 2 engineers named Comau and Bryan created Headsight. It was the first track and motion HMD. It had a screen for each eye and tracking system on the head, not used for virtual reality, but developed for the military. In 1965, Ivan Sutherland introduced the concept of ultimate display. This was a virtual world that was being by an HMD. The user could interact with objects. Ultimate display is seen as the fundamental blueprint of virtual reality. In 1966, Thomas Furness, a military engineer, created the first flight simulator for the Air Force. This helped in the progression of virtual reality because the military subsequently provided a large amount of funding to produce better flight simulators. In 1968, Sutherland, together with his student Bob Sproul, created the Sword of Damocles, and it was the first virtual reality HMD. It was a helmet that could only display virtual wireframe figures. In 1969, a computer artist named Myron Kruger developed a series of experiments where he used computers and video systems to make virtual reality, which he called video plays. In 1965, Myron's video plays was exhibited at the Milwaukee Art Center. They used computer graphics, video games, projectors, video screens, and positioning sensing technology, and did not wear glasses or gloves. They were basically dark rooms with video screens to surround the users in VR. Users could interact with the silhouettes of others without being physically present. In 1979, McDonnell Douglas Corporation integrated virtual reality into its HMD. The Vital helmet for military use, a head tracker at the HMD followed the pilot's eyes movements to match the computer-generated image. In 1982, Sandin and Defanti created a Cerebri gloves. These gloves monitored hand movements with photocells and light emitters on the glove fingers. In 1985, BPL Research Inc. was the first company to start selling VR glasses and gloves. They developed a series of virtual reality equipment, Data Globe, iPhone, HMD, and Audiosphere. In 1999, Jonathan Waldron unveiled Virtuality, a virtual reality arcade machine in London. They were virtual reality arcade machines where players could play in 3D game world. This was the first mass-producer VR entertainment systems. In 2010, Palmer Luckey created the first prototype of the Oculus Rift headset. It featured a 90-degree field of view, which had never been seen before, and relied on the processing power of a computer to deliver the image. This new development fueled and refreshed interest in virtual reality. In 2014, Facebook bought the Oculus VR company for $2 billion. Sony announced that they were working on Project Morpheus, a virtual reality headset for the PlayStation 4. Samsung announced the Samsung Gear VR, a headset that uses a Samsung Galaxy smartphone as a viewer. In 2015, the Wall Street Journal launched a virtual reality roller coaster. Globe One was successful in their Kickstarter campaigning. These globes allow users to feel and interact with virtual objects. In 2016, HTC released its HTC Vive Steam VR headset. This was the first commercial version of sensor-based tracking headset that allowed users to move freely in space.
Well, this part is for Aaron. Aaron he is not here because he's working right now, but he sent us out an audio with his part.
Well, I have to talk about the RP discoveries. For me, the most important discoveries are the medical science technology. First, I talk about visualizing molecules. The same technology that revolutionizing video games is begun used to develop new drugs and fight some of the world's deadliest diseases. Chemic at C4X Discovery are using the virtual reality technology behind the popular game Fortnite to visualize the structure of complex molecules. The tool called Forcings has already been used to create a drug that is now in development to treat addiction. Biochemic are also using the technology to develop drugs to tackle other diseases such as cancer and Parkinson. And now, virtual reality breakthrough allow science to walk inside the human cells. Virtual reality software, which allow research to walk inside the analyze individual cells, could be used to understand fundamentals problems in biology and develop new treatments for disease. for disease. Now, discover new places. Now we have application with which you can visit place without having to leave home. With the new VR technologies, you can take virtual tours of the cities, and then you did not think you could now before. Now, it's better way to know the places, and now virtual reality forest could have understanding of the climate change. The effect of climate change are something difficult to grasp, but now a virtual reality forest created by geographers can let people walk through a simulate forest of today and see what various futures may hold for the trees. Now, can the physiotherapy could be done at home using the patients complete their exercise at home successfully thanks to research at WMG University of Warwick, who managed to combine VR technology with 3D motion capture. Well, I think the best discoveries for VR is in the medical side, and we can help to people have a better health.
And that's all for his part. Now we're going to talk about development. In 1936, stereoscopia of Winston. The origins of virtual reality go back 2 centuries, when Charles Winston invented the stereoscope, an instrument that allows to create an illusion of depth in an image from two practically identical photograms. When observed by each eye independently, they are combined in our brain as a single stereoscopic image. With this, the, uh, the first pattern were formed from the design of the first virtual reality views. In 1929, there was something created that named Blue Box. That was a virtual reality military training. This virtual reality solution was born with the object of recreate real flight conditions so that American soldiers could train virtually. Edwin A. Link created Link Trainer, also known as the Blue Box. This device was able to simulate weather conditions and move according to the pilot orders.
Another VR lens in 1939, it was the Viewmaster. Following the pattern of the Winston stereoscope, William Comber created Viewmaster. This VR device allows for simultaneous dual view, giving a sense of depth. However, this product ended up becoming a children's toy that to this day is still sold. And then in 1957, it was the Sensorama. This, he invented a large cabin that was intended to stimulate four of the five senses: sight, smell, hearing, and touch, combining multiple technologies that mixed stereoscopic 3D images, wide vision, and real stereo sound. However, this first head-mounted screen never materialized, although it did help lay the foundation for the future virtual reality of VR, or VR.
In 1968, it was created the Sword of Damocles, a failed attempt to virtual reality device. Ivan Sutherland, HMD, was a project that he described as the final screen. This virtual reality device allows the scrolling and the perspective change of images by following the user's head movement. The Sword of Damocles was not only a new breakthrough in the use of virtual reality, but also served that laid the foundation of augmented reality, since images were superimposed on a real background. This project never saw the light of day. The weight of this virtual reality device means that it had to be tracked to the ceiling, hence its name, a reference to classic myth about the sword hanging over people's heads remind their responsibility. In 1980, it was created something called a super cockpit, a virtual reality flight simulator that was made by Thomas Fones. Was a change of developing a flying simulator using virtual reality technology called Super Cockpit. This ambitious project allows a pilot to control a plane using gesticles, words, or eye movements. In addition, this training cockpit also projects three-dimensional maps, infrared and radar images, and aeronautic data in three-dimensional space and in real time.
Then in 1986, it was the NASA that was one of the first institutions to show the public a pair of VR glasses, no more and no less than in the Consumer Electronics Fair, CES. This virtual reality device allowed a 120 field of vision in each eye, thanks to two LCD screens. It also incorporated voice control and a history recognition system for gloves. As a whole, it also includes a suite full of sensors for recognition of movement, gestures, and spatial orientation of individual. Then in 1991, in Sega VR and Virtual Boy by Nintendo. Sega was one of the first companies to attempt to launch a virtual reality device aimed at the conventional consumer. With this design reminiscent of the film Robocop, Genesis incorporated LCD screens, stereo headphones, and sensors that detected head movement, trying with this technology to achieve VR immersions as realistic as possible for its time. However, the product never reached the market, Sega argued, in a somewhat amusing way, that the result of the VR device was so real that they had feared for the well-being of their clients and therefore had decided not to launch it.
Finally, in 2012, Oculus Rift, the virtual reality with the reach of the public. During these years, virtual reality was a concept that was still present, but with no one who dared dematerialize it into an interesting project. However, in 2012, the company Palmer Luckey became known with a device that achieved a 90 views angle, Oculus Rift. This aroused the appetite of Facebook, which in 2014 bought the company and began its career in the world of virtual reality. With these glasses, virtual reality became into a fashion. The large companies in the section began to design their own virtual reality device, showing the first result in 2016. Thanks for your attention.
That's all.
Great, thank you. Great exhibition class. A lot of nice and very important information as well. Thank you so much. Thanks for your effort. Thank you to Aaron. If you're in touch with him, I'm gonna send him a message to um, show my grateful because it's very nice to listen to his audio and you I know that you work together. Thank you, Viri. Thank you, Fernanda. Thank you, Carlos, and
Yeah.
thanks to Aaron. Very good and very good exhibition class. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I like it so much. I like all this. The video is gonna be on the YouTube channel of Rich YouTube's channel. So if you want to check something, I like you to, if you can review this video, would be very nice. So study as much as you can on the platform. And remember that there are different way to do the exam, different way to score the points. Now you have to do as much exercises and practice as much as you can because it's gonna take some points for your final score. If you have any doubt, any comment, anything that you'd like to share, or you have doubts or questions, please let me know. I'm always in touch in Discord or by email. Any way you like it, any way you know, you can send a message. So stay in touch, stay together, and study as much as you can. I wish you very good luck for all your exams, not only your English exam, for all your exams, and have a very good vibes and energy. And see you next Wednesday for the exam. Thank you so much, everybody. Very nice exhibition. Thank
Thanks,
you.
teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Thanks,
Thank
Thanks,
you.
teacher.
teacher.
See you.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye bye.
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 Goodbye, teacher.